Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen unboxing review. This is an older Parker pen that I have. I think this might not actually be the original box. I can't quite remember what box it came in, so I put it in this Parker box so you can have a look at it here. This is the more modern boxes that you'll find from Parker. So I think let's unbox this pen. This is a Parker Duofold, and you can see here Duofold, an emblem of Parker's heritage, a symbol of excellence since 1921. Duofold remains the most distinguished pen in Parker's discerning lineage. Driven by a commitment to superior craftsmanship, every detail of a Duofold is carefully thought out and executed, from the emblematic design of the ace emblemized 18-karat gold solid gold nib to the precious metal finishes. Each piece is meticulously brought together by hand to ensure the finest writing experience. So if we remove this plinth, and you'll see here that most Parkers will come with this care guide here, so you get that. It's a bit of a rubberized sort of, all of this is rubberized texture. You do get a converter there. This did come with a cartridge converter as well. This pen I bought second hand, so I didn't buy it new, so that's why I think it probably, I can't remember the box, but I think it didn't come with this box. It was probably a slightly older Parker box, but we'll remove the box and we will take a look at the pen in a little bit more detail. So Parker over the years have made a number of different pens. They do the Centennial and they do the International. The International slightly thinner, slightly shorter, a little bit, I'd say, between a comparison of a Pelican, maybe M800 to M600 or 400. So I prefer the Centennial, and that's what this one is. You do have the Duofold logo there on the cap finial. You do have the feathered clip there as well, and you do have this lovely pearl and black, I want to say a little bit more dark blue rather than black, but it's the pearl and black resin that Parker have used. You will see there's nothing on the blind cap there, but this is a nice pen. If I unscrew the nib or the cap there, you'll see the nib, and it's got the Parker Duofold 18-karat gold nib, and this one is a fine nib. I got a couple of these. I got this one, and I got the Parker Duofold Prestige Black Chevron in a fine nib. I didn't have the option to choose a medium nib. I would have chosen a medium nib. I'm not a fan of the fine nibs. I would prefer a medium or broad. It does come with a cartridge converter that you can see there, and obviously you can just use regular cartridges. The section actually tapers in slightly and then flutes out. You have this gold ring here, but I find that stops my fingers slipping down onto the nib and feed there. It's a fairly decent size in my hand. I can post that cap, and it will post deeply and securely. So if you are a cap poster, then you can do that. I think when I bought this pen, there was slight markings here, almost like, I want to say somebody had chewed the pen. I don't think it was, but there's a few scratch marks there. But I got a good price for this pen, and I was willing to accept those marks on the cap finial. Probably could find another Parker and actually trade that out, or find a cap finial part and trade that out if I wanted to. But to be honest, it doesn't bother me. I rarely, if at all, see it. But this is a beautiful material, and I always lusted after the pearl and black. I like this white pearl resin, and I know I think when I started in 2016 collecting pens, fountain pens, I lusted after this one, but all of the versions I saw was the International, which is too thin, too short for me, and I really wanted the Centennial. And then one day I found one going on eBay, so I think it was Roy Izod's actually, selling it, so I bought that one, and now I have it in my collection. So I think with that, let's do a size check, we'll do a weight check, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the full length of the pen, we are looking about 137 millimeters in length. The length of the cap about 62 millimeters in length. We'll do a body size check. If I can try and not let that roll away. So from the tip of the nib to the end cap, we are looking about 128 millimeters in length. So it's not a short pen. 130 millimeters is what I would say is bordering on an oversized pen. So I do like the size of this pen, and if I wanted to, I can certainly post that cap as well. But I don't normally post my caps, so that's a fairly decent size for me in my hand. I do like these Parker Duofold nibs there. They really do look nice. And you have a feed there that doesn't have any fins on. Looks a little bit like an ebonite feed, but I believe it's a plastic feed. So I think let's do a weight check. Now this is uninked. So we are looking at just under 29 grams in weight. The weight of the cap, we're looking at just over 9.5 grams in weight. And then the weight of the body on uninked, we are looking at just over 19 grams in weight. So it's not a heavy pen, but it's actually, I'd say, a fairly decent weight pen. And you really can see that this actually looks quite nice. So I think with that, let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have a Benu Euphoria Earl Grey Tea. We have an Anoto Charles Dickens, and this is a David Copperfield. We have a Jinhao 1919. We have an Anoto, and this is the Great Roof Metallic Edition. We have a Parker Duofold Centennial, and this is the black or pearl and black. We have a Montblanc Writer's Edition Jules Verne. We have a Parker 130th Anniversary Around the World. We have a Marjon P138 piston filling pen. We have an Anoto Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2023. And we have an Anoto Flying Scotsman. So I think let's now do a writing sample. So this is the Parker Duofold, and it is the pearl and black. And you can see, you can find these a lot on eBay, but the prices vary a huge amount. Now, this is a fine, and it is an 18 karat gold nib. I did say this is a Centennial. The ink in here is Diamine Earl Grey. And there is a little bit of a bounce to the nib, but not a huge amount. In terms of line variation, we are getting definitely towards a Western fine. If I push it a bit more, I can probably get to a Western medium. But I'm not going to get that much more out of this nib. And if we do some more vertical lines, you're going to see there's no hard starts or skips. So that means that the nib is fairly well tuned. Now, in terms of ink wetness, let's take a look. Now, I think that's a fairly wet pen. I'm seeing a little bit of a purple undertone, and I think because I probably didn't clean that pen out super well, and I probably had a purple ink in there last time. So what do I like? What do I not like about this pen? I love that it's a Parker. I love that it's a Duofold and a Centennial. I really do like the pearl and black resin. That really is beautiful. What do I dislike about the pen? Really isn't a lot that I dislike. The nib doesn't, or the feed doesn't have fins on it. So when you ink it up, you do kind of need to expel a bit of ink and then bring in a bit of air into the converter, or wipe the feed off, because it can have a tendency to burp a little bit because there's no fins there to absorb or capture some of that ink. I only typically find that normally if I've just inked the pen up, or if it's been shaken around a little bit in a bag. It's something you just do need to be a little bit careful of. I think really that's why we have fins in a lot of our more modern feeds, just to capture that ink and not have it splodge out onto the page or into the cap. That's the only thing that I would say that I dislike about the feed on the Parker Duofolds. I really do like this pen. I'm glad that I finally managed to add it to my collection. Got a good price on it as well. I would like some more Parker Duofolds. I'm looking at some of the models and seeing what colors that I like. I'm really only into the Centennials or the Prestige versions, but there's very few different colors of the Prestige versions. But I will probably add some more Parker Duofolds to my collection at some point in the near future. So there you have it. That's my unboxing review of the Parker Duofold Pearl and Black in a fine 18 karat gold nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.